Sub's got a question about TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. Basically, what that is what they'll do is they'll run your blood work. They will run your blood work just to check and see where your levels are, and what they'll do is they'll counteract what you're deficient in, which is your testosterone. And they'll actually, depending on who you go with, like my doctors, well, I should say my doctor, but the doctors that are in the at the clinic, they rotate, man. They're always like flipping. But what they try to do is they definitely try to hit you up with the testosterone, and they find other ways naturally. Like I had the last doctor, they were saying to take some sort of root to help boost natural testosterone. But so yeah, if you're interested in TRT, you want testosterone, you're of age. If you're young, you don't even need to think about, unless you just got low blood. That's if you got low testosterone at a young age. Like when I say young, 18 to 30. But from 18 to 30, your test level should be pretty strong or pretty level. But yeah, if you're over 30 plus, then yeah, you definitely need to go to get checked out and see where your test levels are. Basically, test levels would be low deficient. Test levels would be low libido, low sex drive, low energy. Just overall, just think of it like this. My boy, he's the one that got me doing testosterone and just steroids in general. But he was actually selling under the table while he was in college. So now he actually has his own fucking anti-aging clinic. So go from hustling on the street to actually hustling like officially. So anyways, one thing he told me was, damn, it just slipped my mind. Fuck. Oh, one thing he told me, I never forget it, is, when you take a testosterone, it puts you on the level as if you were 18 years old again. So that's basically how I feel when I'm on the testosterone for the most part. Depending on the dosage that you take, it could be significant. You know what I mean? But I was definitely, yeah. Anyway, so you only need, like, as far as dosage wise, I'm only taking 200 mgs a week. 200 mgs a week. I could do that twice a week, or I could do that just once a week. I was doing intermuscular, for years I was taking a shot in my quads, and that's the only place I would take it. And it was getting to the point where I was just getting tired, and I could feel the toughness, because as you shoot one specific area, your muscle in that area will start to get harder and harder and harder, and it tends to get harder and harder to hit with the needle. So I was just like, you know what? There's another way to do it, which is I forget the full name, but subcutaneous or whatever it's called. But basically what it is, it's just like a diabetic hitting his stomach. So you're not going all the way into the muscle, you're just going kind of like a little below the surface of the skin. Like, okay. So just like think of it as a diabetic needle, but I'm not using a diabetic needle. I'm using intramuscular needle, because I can't shoot the oil-based testosterone with a diabetic needle. It'll take forever. So anyways, not only will it take forever, it'll take forever to draw out. So I just use one of these. This is a I think this is a 26 gauge, 3 ml, and you know, I just use this like as if it was a diabetic needle. So that's what I use. I just use this for my phone right now to pop out the SIM card. But gauge needles, I think I got 20. I think I draw it with a 20, 25. I have to look, man. But I usually hit, you know, you want to draw it with an 18 gauge or something a little bit bigger. I think I got like a 25 gauge. 25 gauge. I think I got a 25 gauge I draw, and I hit with a 26 gauge. So, Angie wants to say hi. So, what's up, girl? Where should I go? Rolling in the dirt today. You rolling in the dirt today. I swear, this girl. What's up, girl? What's up? What you trying to do? What you trying to say? What's this? So, anyways, if you're, it's expensive, and the only reason why it's really expensive. Well, I shouldn't say really expensive. I try not to use that word because I got goals, you know what I mean, and I got big goals, so I don't try to limit myself when it comes to numbers. So I try not to use that word expensive. But anyways, it's a little pricey. You would just have to call your local TRT. Or I can give you my guy's clinic, and he can set you up. Let's see. Some natural ways to boost testosterone is to cut the sugar and cut the carbs, and be on a high-fat diet, or just be on a fat diet, a fatty diet, which is good fats, coconut oil, olive oil, you know, organic fat, anything organic fat. The reason why you don't want to fuck with the non-organic fats is because they have a lot of probiotics. They got it's not clean. It's not clean fats. So when you ingest whatever they pump into the animal, whether it's grain or soy or soybean or all that shit, it comes out mainly into the look. It comes mainly out in the fat. So when you absorb the fat, when you intake the fat, your body absorbs all the grains and all the soy grain, all the probiotics, all that bullshit they pumped into the animal. It's all absorbed in the fat, and then once you absorb the fat, it goes in your system, and then you absorb whatever they pumped into the animal. So that's why they say you want to use grass-fed, grass-finished, organic beef or meat. So anyways, that's one way to boost your testosterone naturally, is definitely the fast. Intermittent fasting, whatever you want to fucking do. Look it up. I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you, but yeah, that'll boost your testosterone. That will, not only will that boost your testosterone, that will boost your IGF-1, right? Which it was a huge thing back in the day. Everyone was trying to get IGF-1. They still do. They use growth hormone, right? But they have a lot of side effects with that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into it. Look it up. But you can actually boost your natural IGF-1 growth hormone by just fasting, intermittent fasting, you know. And I've felt the effects within the last couple months. It's fucking insane. You would figure I would be like 180 pounds, you know, 180 pounds for all the goddamn fasting I've been doing. Because I used to eat like a motherfucker. I would eat like 3-4 meals a day, maybe 6 meals a day, or 2-3 pounds of beef a day. I don't even do that anymore. I might maybe have a pound of beef a day, and my weight's still around the same. You know what I mean? I look more leaner too. I look way more leaner, way more. I just look more. It just looks like I just look better, leaner. I still got my muscle, and I'm not eating as much meat. Basically, I'm just wasting all that meat. You know, if I'm eating 2-3 pounds a fucking day, that's just waste. I'm wasting all that fucking food. You know what I mean? I don't need that much goddamn fucking protein to look the way I look, or if I want to build. Anyways, so yeah, so try that. Try that if you you know, can't afford to get on TRT, or because it's illegal to buy steroids. So if you get caught, having those steroids shipped to your house, man, the feds can be knocking on your door, or the state. You know what I mean? It's illegal as fuck. So if you get pulled over, or they search your house for whatever reason, they see those test bottles there. Let's say you got 6 months supply of testosterone, right? Because you ordered it over line, and you fuck around and you get caught with that. That's a fucking felony. I don't know in what state, but I know in Texas. I'm not sure in Texas, but I know in Florida, if you get caught with a huge amount of bottles like that, like 6 months supply, 3 months supply, they could charge you with a felony for that. So, it's a slippery slope when you're trying to fuck with steroids, because if you're not legitimately on it, it can be a problem. And that was the reason why I was like, fuck that. I have a way to get into this game legally. Let me just do it this way. Yeah, I'm not taking. When I first started taking testosterone, I was taking about 600 mgs twice a week. So it's 1,200 mgs a week. And I wish I had some videos, man, on the way I look. I was fucking jacked. But I was doing heavy weights, kind of like what I'm doing now. I'm gonna start getting back into that. I'm gonna do a lot heavier weight, with less reps. And that's what I was doing before, and that's why I was so big back then, on top of me taking the huge amount of testosterone. So, but yeah, I'm getting back into it. If you see my last video I did, for example, the arms, that's the heaviest I've done in a long time. 185, 200 pounds curl. I can usually curl 200 plus pounds. But as my bench has never been strong, but yesterday was actually a surprising day. But I think that a lot of that strength has to do with the way my diet is and the way I've been handling my body, which is the intermittent fasting, cutting out the sugar, cutting out the carbs. I've always been cutting out the carbs, but cutting out the sugar is a big deal. It's like I was telling you earlier, a second ago, when you cut out the carbs, cut out the sugar, and you have the high fat diet and you're eating the proteins, your IGF level spikes up, right? Your IGF level spikes up, and with the intermittent fasting, between the two, the diet and the intermittent fasting, my IGF levels are through the fucking roof. So I think that strength that I've been getting lately has something to do with that. Yeah, try that. I would definitely try that. It's cheap. It's definitely cheaper than getting TRT. So try it. Let me know. Leave your comments down below. Let me know how it goes for you. But yeah, I've been on testosterone since I would say early 2008, maybe 7. This is 2007. I've been taking testosterone. Or when I first started, I was taking all sorts of shit. You know, we were young. For the most part, the guy who owns my boy who owns the clinic, he's always had me on pretty much the right path. I actually had two homeboys. One homeboy was strictly dealing in college, and he didn't really know what the fuck he was doing, and kind of hurt me a little bit because we were just taking huge amount of Winstrol, which is fucking terrible. And if you ever come across Winstrol, stay the fuck away from it. Especially if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, because it will dry you out. When I say dry you out, it will literally dry and suck out all the lubricant fluids out of your joints. And where you can actually, if you take too much, you could be in your bed and just be locked out. I was in bed one day with my girlfriend at the time, and I couldn't even fucking move because my joints were so dry. Like think of yourself as a car. If you got no oil in the engine, the mechanics, the crankshaft, the pistons, the camshaft, they'll lock up on you because there's no lubrication, right? And that's exactly what happened to me with my knees, my lower back, and my elbows. I had an injury with my lower back. I don't know what happened, man, but it was to the point where I was paralyzed. I couldn't even fucking run because my lower back was so fucked up. I had to go to the chiropractor. I had to do stretches. He had to readjust me. Oh man, it was a shit show. But between the Winstrol and having a salt deficiency, because regular mainstream bullshit doctors will tell you stay away from salt. That's bullshit. Motherfucker, you need to load up as much salt as possible. You know what I mean? Salt is good for you. Salt does wonders. I'm not gonna sit here and pull up. I'll leave a link below. And you can watch this doctor who's done research on salt. And let me tell you something. I've always had it in my head to stay away from salt because it'll give you high blood pressure and this and that. And I've done that for years till I was starting to have issues. Like when I would go work out, I would feel uncomfortable. My lower back would feel uncomfortable, especially after the workout, like a leg workout or a back workout. I would get in my car, I couldn't even be comfortable driving. I would have to adjust myself, and over time it'll relax. Long story short, it's because I had a deficiency in salt, man. So salt, ever since I incorporated salt back into my system, man, I've had no issues with my back. None of that. Everything is completely fucking gone. So look up the benefits on Himalayan salt. You don't want to just fuck with any regular salt. You want to fuck with the good salt. Don't be cheap. You want to get the best salt you can get. Himalayan salt, sea salt. You know what I mean? Those are the two. I know Himalayan salt by far is probably the best because it's got 88 minerals or 89 minerals you can't get from nowhere else. So I live and die by that shit. So I've had no issues, man. And it's funny because when I went to the doctor, I had to get my blood work for the TRT. They were like, your blood work looks amazing. He's like, what are you doing? I totally forgot that I was taking the salt water, because I would put like a teaspoon of salt in my water and I would drink that, especially after my workout, just to rehydrate myself. And that's why back to what I was saying about my back and my back problems when I would work out or whatever. Once I would drink the homemade Gatorade, which is just water with Himalayan salt, teaspoon of Himalayan salt, whatever you could take, my problems, my what do you call it? My pain I would feel in my back were totally gone. Wouldn't even have no issues, man. So fuck, I gotta turn this bitch on. It's hot as a motherfucker. I got all these goddamn flies in here. All these flies, look at all these fuckers. Give me a second. So anyways, the salt was definitely, you gotta have the salt, for sure. And if anybody tells you different, do your own research, just like I did. It changed my life. Literally changed my life. I'm not living in pain or uncomfortability with my lower back. I don't even have any issues with my back anymore. So do your research, don't take my word for it. Yeah. So